Hello, ladies and gentlemen, everything in between. It's Uncle Tuna. We're back to GEEXX Reads, and decided I was trying to do book reads again. Anyway, I'm going to talk about The Silmarillion by J.R.R. Tolkien, an image of which is right here. Image. Ha. Check out that editing. Anywho, it's been on my shelf for a while. I'd never read it, but it's a piece of seminal geek culture, and so I kind of figured I should probably read it. So I did. And it was a slog to get through. I mean, really. it was very dry. It read like a Bible because it's kind of what it is. It's J.R.R. Tolkien's Bible for Middle-earth. And by that I don't mean it's not, the rules he put in place to structure the stories by. It's an actual Bible. It deals with the creation myth of the Middle-earth, the arrival of the elves, the Exodus. There's at least half a dozen direct allegories I can think of off the top of my head to the traditional Christian Bible. And J.R.R. Tolkien was a very, a deeply Christian man. I have no problem with that. But as a story, that's not, the Silmarillion is not a story. It's a Bible. And it reads like one, which made it kind of like reading the actual Bible, which, I've pawed through from time to time, as many people have, mostly sitting in church in the pews waiting for church to start, just something to do. Anyway, that's another story. But because the Silmarillion isn't really a story, I just couldn't get into it. There were parts of it that were very interesting. I'm glad I read it for the lore and the knowledge that it gave me, the underlying structure of Middle-earth and how things seem to be. So I did. I'm glad I read it, but I'm not going to rave about it. I just couldn't. No matter how much I wanted to, I just really. It took me weeks. It took me like 5 or 6 weeks to read it, because I would just pick it up, read a couple pages, and put it down again because I just wasn't interested at all. That's not to say it's a bad book. It's an amazingly well-written piece of literature. It's remarkable in and of its time that, someone could do this. I mean, Tolkien was obviously a huge wordsmith, a huge word nerd, huge literary nerd. He loved this stuff. He loved creating and talking about mythologies and all this fun stuff that he really enjoyed. But as much as it sort of pains me to admit, I'll never pick this up and reread it. I'll not, I don't. If you like that sort of thing, sure, but I'm not going to recommend other people read it. Not except as a way to gain knowledge of Tolkien's world building. I wouldn't consider it a fun read. So, I'd probably give it like a B- really, if I had to rate it for my collection. As far as my personal preferences, I'm going to give it a B-. Sorry for people who are rabid Tolkien fans, and oh, please don't tell Stephen Colbert I said that. Later. Good hunting.